Hello and welcome back, my spooky little giraffes. Has anyone ever noticed, like, there's no scary giraffes? Like, there's no scary movies about giraffes. There's no, like, Halloween decorations that are giraffe themed, because giraffes are just so, like, pure and tender. And I'm sure, though, they have some skeletons in their closet. Now I kind of want to know, what secrets do giraffes have? We are back this week to determine who is an axolotl. For those of you who have awkwardly stumbled upon whatever is happening here, axolotl is code for another word that I can't say on the internet. Honestly, I'm not savage or brave enough to say swears on the internet. Do I say them in my daily life? I'm not answering that question. I worry very much that the CIA will come after me, and I don't have that kind of time because I'm too busy determining who's an axolotl, and also the holidays have arrived. I decorated my Christmas tree. You wanna see? I hope I don't regret this because this was perfectly placed, but look at it. And there's Lady. Look at that beautiful Christmas. Also, I can't be arrested by the CIA because I'm a mom now, and everybody knows that moms are real busy around the holidays. Yep, I have a lot that I have to do. All right, so let's dive right into Reddit for some Am I the Axolotl tales. Am I the axolotl? Am I the jerk? Oh, there's another thread called Am I the jerk? I can say jerk on the internet. All right, am I the jerkish axolotl for throwing my boyfriend's performance report of our relationship out? What? Performance report? Like a report card? Like a work performance review? I used to get those. Never fun. Unless it's like all like great, but not always. So I, 27 female, have been with my boyfriend, Mark, 29 male, for 3 years. We live together in a small apartment, nothing fancy, but it works. Anyway, Mark's always been a bit particular about stuff, oh boy. Like, he folds his socks into these balls and gets all weird if I don't. Whatever, I deal with it because I love him, you know? I can understand being annoyed that your partner doesn't fold things the same way if you're sharing a drawer, but if you're not sharing a drawer and you have your own space for the socks, shouldn't matter. You know what I mean? But like, it'd be annoying if like I had mine folded a certain way and then he had his folded a certain way and it was just a jumbled mess in the drawer. But most people usually have their own space for socks. Anyway, but recently he's been on this kick about optimizing our life or whatever. Okay, he watches these YouTube dudes who say dumb stuff like,
your partner should add value to your existence, and relationships are about ROI.
What is ROI? Return on investment. For really, what? And now he thinks he's a genius. Okay, all right. So last week we're eating dinner, and out of nowhere he goes,
I think we need to have a performance review for our relationship.
And I'm like, a what now? He says it's like a job where you check in and see if things are going well or need improvement. I honestly thought he was joking, so I laughed. Big mistake. He pulls out a folder. Even Scraps is upset about this. I'm gonna have white fur all over my black pants. He pulls out a folder, a legit actual folder with papers in it. The man wrote up a whole list of stuff I need to improve on. Like I'm a bad employee or something. He's like,
You've been slacking on cooking meals. And I feel like your gym attendance is inconsistent.
what?
Also, you don't fold my socks the right way, which shows a lack of attention to detail.
I stared at him like he grew a second head. I said, are you doing a performance review on me? And he's like,
Yes, but don't take it personally. It's just about making sure we're both putting 100% in.
so I ask, where's your performance review? He blinks at me and says,
Well, I don't think it's necessary because I'm already doing a lot.
are you kidding me? So I snapped. I said, Mark, I am your girlfriend, not your employee. And if you want 100%, maybe try being a 100% boyfriend. I grabbed the folder, threw it in the trash. He got mad and said I was being emotional and not open to constructive criticism. Now he's barely speaking to me and says I embarrassed him by overreacting. His best friend said I should have heard him out because it's a unique approach to a relationship. But like, am I crazy here? Am I the axolotl? Edit. While this post blew up, I'm planning on leaving him soon. We'll update when I do that. Tomorrow, probably. Edit 2. I broke up with him. Okay, all right, hold on one second. There's nothing wrong in a relationship with stating your needs. And, you know, if you feel, and you know, especially if you live together, you are maintaining a home together. So there is nothing wrong with communicating certain needs. Like last night, while I was almost asleep, my husband asked me not to put the baby bottles directly in the sink. He's allowed to do that. He does the dishes the majority of the time, right? But it would not be a good approach if he wrote it down in a folder and graded me on it. And then, you know, all right, but if you're gonna dish this, buddy, you're gonna have to take it to tell her, oh, I don't really need a performance review because I'm already doing so much. No, that is not okay. Even bosses get performance reviews. When I worked in a place where I had a performance review, there was a section where I could answer what my boss could do better. There actually was, because it was like fairness, you know? You know? Do you know? No, my dear, you are absolutely not the axolotl. And buddy, just you and me for a second. Okay, buddy, just listen, okay? I'm gonna need you to figure out a new way to approach relationship-y issues, because this was not the one, and I would hope you learn that. Or if you meet like a really corporate-y person who likes corporate-y things and wants that, I guess that's fine. But I don't think it was a good idea. Before we move on to our next Am I the Axolotl tale, I'm gonna give you a second to subscribe. Oh, wait. Okay, great, thanks. Am I the axolotl for refusing to hang out with my friends because I always end up paying? That's not a fun situation, but let's hear the context before we make the final decision. So here's the deal. I, 28 male, live on my own and manage my bills responsibly, but money's been tight lately. Dude, it's tight for everyone. Don't feel bad about that. My friends, let's call them Sarah, Mike, and Jake, have been asking me to hang out frequently. I used to go along because, hey, it was fun to unwind with your crew, right? But here's where the issue comes in. Whenever we go out, the people always shout, there goes John, jingle, jingle. I'm done, I'm sorry. Whether it's dinner, drinks, or something casual, it seems like I'm always the one footing the bill. I don't mind chipping in or covering for someone occasionally, but this has become a pattern. They either forget their wallets, claim they'll Venmo me later, spoiler, they never do, or outright assume I'll take care of it. The last straw was a few weeks ago when we went out for dinner. They invited me either knowing or not caring that I've been stretched thin financially. We have this nice place. And they ordered appetizers, drinks, and desserts like it was their last meal. When the bill came, everyone just sat there awkwardly staring at it, and guess who had to step in? I paid because I didn't want to cause a scene, but I felt pretty resentful afterward. When I gently brought it up later, they brushed it off saying, oh, it's not a big deal, or that I'm better off financially. Not true. Fast forward to now. They've been asking me to hang out again, and I've been declining. I don't want to keep paying for everything or feel like I'm the bank of the group. I tried explaining how I feel, but they accuse me of being stingy or not wanting to spend time with them. Am I the axolotl for saying no and prioritizing my financial boundaries, even if it means distancing myself from them? No, you are not the axolotl. They're being the axolotls being greedy with your friendship. You shouldn't have to pay every time. Yeah, I think it's like decent when you have friends to like switch off who pays sometimes, you know, like my best friends or my husband's best friends, like we'll trade off who pays for who, or something, like we'll pay separately or whatever. But you don't just assume someone's always going to pay, even if they are financially better off than you. I have a couple of friends that have quite a bit of a moolah, much more than me. I'm poor. But I would never ever just expect them to pay for something. It's one thing if it's like your dad. You know, when my dad and I go somewhere, do I expect him to pay? Yes, because he's my daddy and he loves me. Thanks, Dad. But no, you are absolutely not the axolotl. They're being bad friends for just assuming and putting it on you and not, you know, and it's one thing if someone says, oh, I'll Venmo you. They need to do it. That's not okay to not. So no, you are not the axolotl. Next, am I the axolotl tale? Oh, we got a Christmas one. The holidays are indeed upon us. Earlier I showed you my Christmas tree. Isn't it lovely? Isn't she lovely? Oh, this one's really short. Or no, it's, wait, is it? Advise me, wait. No, it's not. I just can't read. Okay. I mean, it's normal length. Okay. I'm excited for some holiday drama. Like I said with Thanksgiving, I'm always happy to hear about the holiday drama as long as I don't have to be involved. I'm 34 years old and a mom with 2 little kids, okay? Last year during Christmas dinner, my mom, 65, caused a big scene. She showed up with several bottles of wine, even though we all knew she's in treatment for alcohol issues. At first, everything was fine, but halfway through the dinner, she started criticizing my husband, 37, in front of everyone. She mocked his job and said it wasn't good enough for her daughter. I tried to calm her down, but after a few minutes, she started bad-mouthing me too, saying I've been a disappointment as a daughter. My kids, who are 7 and 4, were there listening to everything. It was so humiliating, we had to ask her to leave. This year, I decided not to invite her to avoid similar drama. My sister, 40, is furious with me. She says it's cruel to leave her alone on Christmas and that I should give her another chance. My husband supports my decision, but the rest of my family is making me feel like a villain. Am I the bad one for protecting my family's peace and not inviting her? No. No, you are not the axolotl. That's disgusting behavior. And I understand it sounds like she's going through alcoholism and some other stuff like that. But no, I definitely would not invite her to anything. You know, some people get so hung up on family and like the blood is thicker than water. Ideology is what I'm trying to say. But the thing is, if someone is causing you direct pain, you don't need to have them in your space. You don't. There's plenty of people that I would not spend the holidays with for that exact same reason. I once had a family member make a very embarrassing comment about my weight in front of everybody, and I have since distanced myself. And then, you know, once it felt comfortable and safe to do so, undistanced myself. And then maybe distance myself again, depending on other situations. Even if someone's your closest family member and they do something hurtful and that now affects your joy in that moment, no, you do not have to have them there. And your mom made her bed when she chose to behave like that. Now, if, you know, and I don't know the full context of what's happened in the past year, maybe if she's made a life change or has tried to do better and you've seen that and you're still refusing to because you're petty, maybe that would be wrong, but it kind of seems like that's not the case. So no, I do not think you're the axolotl, and I think it's totally fair to have mom stay home. And honestly, if sister feels that way, sister can go spend Christmas with mom. Not the axolotl. Moving on. Am I the axolotl? We started eating Thanksgiving dinner without my sister. As of filming this, Thanksgiving was indeed last week. So honestly though, I had a very peaceful, nice Thanksgiving. It was quite wonderful. We celebrated with my parents on Wednesday, not Thursday, and then did our own thing with family on Thursday, so it was a nice time. Okay, it's got a timeline. Let's make this interesting, okay? 1 p.m. We warn her guests will arrive at 7, so please get ready and be out of her room. She's in her room? Like not even in another house, she's in her room. Okay. 1 to 7 p.m. We send sporadic reminders, knock on her door, remind her that she has X amount of hours left. Constant checking in. 7 to 8 p.m. Guests arrive. She is nowhere to be seen. Is she alive? Is she okay? Everyone is busy doing something, cooking, setting the table, socializing. Y'all didn't set the table until 7 for Thanksgiving? Like normally I'd do that first while the cooking is happening. Okay, whatever. To each their own. Okay, all right, to each their own. Still, we are sending reminders. People are here, eating soon. Dinner is almost ready. Dinner is on the table now. People are on the table. I think she means at the table. We are eating. She's not answering otherwise communicating with us. Is she okay? Like you should call America's Most Wanted or something. Like, is she okay? 8:24. Exact timestamp from the photo I took. We start eating. That's a late Thanksgiving dinner. Like, I've noticed like a lot of people start Thanksgiving dinner at like 2. Does anyone else do that? Ours started at like 5 this year, you know, kind of a normal dinner time. 10 minutes later, she comes down. Thank God she's okay. She comes down pissed that we started without her. Nearly an hour and a half after we told her to be ready, and with constant reminders and warnings leading up to dinner. So are we the axolotls? Mind you, there was 11 people total, with 2 sides of the family seeing each other for the first time in years, plus a newborn baby who was mercifully asleep right when the food was coming out hot. Everything was chaotic and people were hungry. Edit. Just because a few people are asking She's 24. She's 24 years old. What was she doing in there? No, I don't think you're the axolotl. That's pretty irresponsible and honestly pretty entitled as an attitude for a 24-year-old. You've given plenty of notice, I'm sure. I would hope you talked about it at least. Like, did she know it was Thanksgiving? I just want to know what she was up to in there. Like, what was she doing? Was she sleeping? Will you sleep? He's sleeping. Yeah, not the axolotl at all. That's ridiculous. Now, if you hadn't told her, sure, totally valid, but no, absolutely not the axolotl. All right, this one is actually fairly relevant to my life because I had a baby about 1 month ago. It's called Am I the Axolotl for saying I think my sister's baby name is stupid. Oh gosh. Okay, I think we did an episode where there were names involved. It's not, I gotta know the context, but typically it's not okay to criticize the name of someone's baby. Like, it's just rude. It's their baby, but I need to know the context as always. So let's find out if this sister is indeed the axolotl. My 27 male, okay, so he is 27 male, got it. My 27 male sister, 24 female, is pregnant and has about 5 baby names she is deciding between. I think all of the names are incredibly stupid, but I've been... Sorry, you're blunt, dude. But I've been avoiding giving my opinion. At Thanksgiving, she kind of concerned me, so to speak, and was asking which name I liked better. So I told her they were all fine, but she wasn't taking that as an answer. Okay, so it does make a difference when you ask. Like, if you're asking a question, you gotta be okay with the answer. Later that evening, she rephrased the question, asking which I hated the most, which was much easier to answer. So, since this was the 6th time that evening she tried to get an answer out of me, I told her my opinion. I chose one name that I thought was the worst, Satori. Satori. Her and her boyfriend are not Japanese, no Asian in their blood at all. Also, they are not Buddhist, so that name made 0 sense to me. So I told her, yeah, I actually think Satori is pretty stupid, and she got mad and defensive. It led to a big fight, and now our pants don't like me, no. Our parents say that I'm the axolotl because I shouldn't have said anything at all, and I feel the same, but I could only avoid the question so many times. She was getting mad that I didn't answer, am I the axolotl? No, you're not the axolotl. Pregnancy does some stupid things to your brain, I'll be honest. So she was gonna be sensitive. I feel like no matter what, you were not gonna win in this situation. No, since she asked, you are not the axolotl for saying the name is stupid. The baby has not been born. It has not been named yet. You're allowed to think what you think. At least with Satori, the kid could go by Tori. Unless it's a boy. I mean, I guess a boy could go by Tori. No, I don't think you're the axolotl, but I think you need to realize too, your sister is probably very hormonal right now. I got mad about quite a few things when I was pregnante, and there's just nothing you can do about it. So I'm sorry, bud, but no matter what you said, you could have said all the names were amazing, and she probably would have found a reason to not be okay with you. So, nope, not indeed the axolotl. That was a nice, easy one. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's Am I the Axolotl debacle. We had no real axolotls today. It's very rare that I actually find an axolotl swimming out in the open. If you like this video, please subscribe, which you already should have because I waited so patiently. Do it for him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Subscribe. Also, if you could hit that like button and tell your friends about how much you love my channel, that'd be great. All right, thank you so much. I will see you next week for another rendition of Am I the Axolotl? Until then.